As the old man kills one of the pawns in the game, the man who is in the pawn's place is stabbed and killed. Akira freezes in shock at what he has just witnessed. In the opening scene, the world chess champion Akira Kato is playing a match of chess against a computer called the Super Blue at the Special Chess Exhibition. While Akira's brain can only calculate 3 moves in a second, Super Blue can calculate up to 200 million moves in a second. The chances of Akira's winning seem low, but if he loses, he will be the first player in history to lose to a computer. As the intense game continues, he is visibly struggling. At last, he drops his king, accepting his defeat. The room goes silent, and no one can believe that the world's most talented chess player, who had never lost a single match, just lost to a computer. Akira sits with his head down, not being able to process what just happened. The host mocks him as the audience laughs, and reporters click pictures of the humiliated former Grand World Champion. Akira bangs the chessboard in anger, breaking it in half. 3 years have passed since the incident. After the last match, Akira has stopped playing chess, and no one has seen him ever since. The following scene shows us many homeless people sitting on the side of the road on a cold morning. One of them is Akira, who has spent all his money on alcohol and gambling, and is now living on the streets. A fancy car stops by them, and 2 men in black suits step out of it. They forcefully pick up Akira and drive him away. He is taken to a mansion where he is welcomed by a wealthy old man. The man reveals that he knows who Akira is, which is surprising considering he has changed his name and identity entirely. When Akira inquires about who he is, the man says it isn't important. He simply wants to play a game of chess with Akira. He reveals a chessboard on the table, which makes Akira almost puke. He composes himself and makes an excuse, but the truth is that the thought of chess makes him sick at this point in his life. He turns away from the chessboard, not being able to look at it. Akira is the sorest loser in history. The old man says he lost a lot of money betting on Akira's last match. Since Akira doesn't have even a single penny, the man wants him to play a game to compensate for his loss. Akira is unsure about the man's actual intention, but he knows he doesn't want to do any business with him. To get out of the situation, he bluntly tells the man that he doesn't play chess anymore. Moreover, he doesn't want to be a millionaire's plaything. The man picks up the king on Akira's side and says that he has lost without even playing. This reminds Akira of his last defeat, which makes him furious. He stops the man and asks him to move his pawn instead. Satisfied that he has finally persuaded Akira, the old man plays his move. However, Akira refuses to turn towards the chessboard or touch the pieces. Without even looking, he tells the man to move all of his pieces, confident that he will win the game anyway. We notice that the old man is wearing an earpiece and talking to someone while playing. Akira walks to the window where he sees a group of men downstairs wearing white and black clothes and facing each other. The pattern they are standing in is exactly the same as the pattern on the chessboard right now. As the old man kills one of the pawns in the game, the man who is in the pawn's place is stabbed and killed. Akira freezes in shock at what he has just witnessed. He asks the man if this is some kind of joke. The man says that the pawns are mere soldiers, so he shouldn't be sad about one's death. Akira runs downstairs to check the dead person for himself and finds him on the ground while the other players stand still in their places. He takes the knife out of the man's body and sees that he is still alive. Even on the verge of death, the man smiles and asks Akira what his next move is. After the man takes his last breath, the players around him walk away, leaving Akira with a knife and a dead body in the middle of the street. A woman sees him in the position and assumes that he killed the person. Akira freaks out and retreats, stating that it wasn't him. In the following scene, he is at his former doctor, Saiichi Tomoda's office. The doctor is surprised to see him after so many years. He and Akira's wife, Kumi Kato, have been looking for Akira for the past 3 years. A flashback from 3 years ago shows us that after losing the game with Super Blue, Akira had lost the will to live. He used to get nightmares of chess pieces trying to kill him. The nightmares turned into hallucinations, which made his health even worse. He had always compared his life to a game of chess, and his wife was the queen. So, when he lost the match, he left his queen, believing he didn't deserve her anymore. Akira tells the doctor about the incident earlier and says he might be in need of a psychiatrist. The doctor assumes he dreamt of the guy being killed, but Akira insists what he saw was in fact real. The doctor asks him to go home and rest because his mind is still fragile. Following that, a printer at the doctor's cabin prints out a paper on its own. The paper says, "What is your next move?" Akira realizes that the match of chess he started that morning is still going on. He shouts that he wants his pawn moved to the e3 position. Then, the doctor opens a book to see its pages have turned into a chessboard. The printer prints another paper that says in the next move, the old man's queen kills Akira's knight. The knight just so happens to be the doctor, Tomoda. He vomits blood and dies instantly. Akira is left shocked when he sees a picture of the doctor riding a horse on the wall.